baba, mos baba. Mos baba.
Haya, karibu kaeni. Jodolo wele mobiro kawuono jodala duto temo suno saure uru kendo amora ahinya kaneno ka oganda makwar kae biro kawuono mar konya bungu. Koran kae kawuono biro kaka or arga kaka or abiro kakro yuago nyamera ka josa kaman kae biro kae otigo chwane uru mondo ne uwa ero kamano mago jodalawa ero kamano ahinya kuom chopo ka wabiro mar kowo nyarwa ka nyabungu nyar Jaramogi Nyar Odinga Nyar Logidho Nyar Ambajo Bure Nyar Buro Tiaro ma nyako malich ahinya akecho se wacho sigande en nyako mose tiyo matek kuonde mang'eny ahinya. Aneno jo lweny manokedo ga kech kadir chon kaka benika na nyangora diare na iye kacha wan kai obodonge kuda rangi yende no kanyo mago langwene tidirika kani kido ni uhuru to ka okine ko wachno kanyo ndiki story mar Grace kanyo igon mare ilongo ni Ismail no nen jeduma tegna ahinya kirmene janya sai malich ahinya dalane kanya manenti kar chokruok maduong' mane jibire tayo senyisi kanyo nyithiga akech kanyo maduong' iluongo no horo no kaya kuri ka kech namba 2 madek iluongo na bungu namba 4 iluongo onyango sakwa kun Ismail no mulungo kuneno kani ema chile kuno chola kunya mino bolo tulo hangane waji to bange kanyo nitie Yako no bende unge ka jakor ga kech tayo nitie ilungo ni obonyo no wargo chola Jasport nyolotek obonyo ni makane ngwecho wuok en jasport moko mpira to ngwech kidwaro ng'ama nyalo dhi go gijo imbo aputhi njiri obonyo no go bar danger orga dhiambo kae kawata kore kabiro wimilongo ni ochieng makoro tin tenya kamakoro chogo koro magi jo dalawa kabisa takecho sen samuzigande kanyo japuonj to jaode ma onyango baridi ne japuonjwa to koro Grace puonjo motegno mone ai kendo sinyi kanyo bimo bedo kansla kendo bedo meya mokwongo koro higa ma 69 kane koro dhi timo yiero osego KPU marufuku osenegi ji Kisumu pinyo yuso olich ahinya Ikon jo KPU ok chung. Koko timo ni clearance. Ekinyalo chung. Keglis kagir kirage evidom clearance. Ayat ndolo warga poda bendi ka. Kondolo chung Kisumu rural, Grace chung Kisumu town. Koro watimo campaign ni Grace. Anu kuri kadonjo ka. Wanu donge randa ntie, nyangara dier ntie, Yako ntie, tongane duro warga gus. Bene ntie, ukajuru mbondo. Bene ntie. Koro kanyo Grace chungi jano yewi mang'eny mano chung kanyo. Kuda bonyo morobe. Tayo ntie ja toko dara miluongo ni Ingaji. Ingaji mano koro ne peko biono chungi Grace. Koro Ingaji ma campaign bagen bange gecho di oyo. Lo mabor kabisa. Koro jena werni ayaye Ingaji dong kadiedo. Ingaji dong ayaye Ingaji dong kadiedo. Ingaji dong kadiedo. Ingaji dong kadiedo. Ingaji dong kadiedo. Ingaji dong. Koro Grace di kucha. Mga di kichawa kimilungo ni Hibo Point. Declaration. Gede kitimo. Kucha. Mga di kiwacho iloso kinyata ni muna gonjera mugi. Mogony. Ayo timo kikoro bunge kucha timo mga record mare bunge nyalo somo. Umekuda rodoje mago. To tiyo matek yore mang'eny ahinya omiyo kawuono obiro ka mar ko nyako machalo kama. Nyako motiyo maber iluongo ni en pathfinder kujuma mine. No telo chon motimo gik mang'eny ka piny ne pod oyuso. To koro chopo ka kamano omiyo tieko wuodhe. Kamo chopo no higni 94 ko chopo ok ywagi. Itimo gulugo ni celebration. Okamano. Obiro na nyasi mar ginika. Mar Grace ka wuono. Kuro roine kabe game kaka bire tan kura kaoche. Kaya be akepo mune direka. Kuro men kaoche kiloso to kiloso ki digri matin. Kata kamano ana mor gi spirit maneno ka. Gima timore thuro ka. Ok en gima yore osetimore kuonde mang'eny ahinya. To nyaka koro walok gik moko. Thuro kama iluongo ni Afrika nyaka ne gima iluongo ni multi-party B. Yiero osebedo kitimo to yiero itimo mopogore opogore. Kenya ka chalo gi pinje mamoko. Ni yiero itimo machalo ma iluongo ni ritual. Nitime to ng'ama yombo be oseng'eyo chon kucha. Kore momiyo adwa nalosi gi jomoko ma ok ni ka. Uyiena? And here I now want to address the international community, particularly diplomats in this country who represent other countries who call themselves development partners of Kenya. We want to tell them that democracy is democracy. There's no European democracy, American democracy, and African democracy. Democracy must be measured by the same standards universally. And that you cannot put development ahead of the democracy. Democracy must precede development. That is why we are so surprised to see this diplomat completely turning a blind eye to violation of fundamental human rights in Kenya in the name of development. And most of them having the audacity to misrepresent facts in our country. Like the American ambassador yesterday addressing American businessmen, saying that Kenya last year in August did the most transparent and democratic elections in the history of Kenya. I told her I did not know which country she was talking about. I didn't know which Kenya she was talking about. She had just been here for a few days before this election took place. And then the question I asked, you saw on the critical day, on the 15th of August, the Electoral Commission consisting of 7 members, the chairman and 2 other members saying yes, and 4 members saying no. And I said, if this happened in the United States or in Europe, would that kind of election be considered democratic? Would that election be considered transparent? 4 members of the Electoral Commission dissented. They say we do not agree the results which have been pronounced by Mr. Chebukati. Mr. Chebukati announced, but it was a minority. The Electoral Commission consisted of 7 members because it must be an odd number so that there is never a tie. If there's a division, there must be a winner. And in this case, for the first time we've seen that 3 is bigger than 4. So what we are trying to tell the international community, we Kenyans have a right to question what happened, if only to ensure that what has happened does not get repeated again in 2027. Those commissioners who dissented, who were majority, have been handed out of office as criminals. We've said this is not right. And then we also said that Kenyans have a right, in the light of new information that has emerged, that put to question the results which were announced by minority of members of the Electoral Commission. This is how democracy is built. This is how electoral democracy must be strengthened. And we've said that we do not want lectures from our development partners. We must allow Kenyans to make a decision of their own. And we will continue to question. And we have said that we will demand that the servers must be opened so that we can be able to interrogate the results in the servers. We have said, secondly, that all the 4 electoral commissioners who have dissented must be reinstated back to their positions. Thirdly, we have also said that we must address the issue of the cost of living in Kenya. With the view to lowering it, we must reintroduce the subsidies which were suspended by Mr. Ruto. And fourthly, we are saying that for parliamentary democracy to work, members of parliament elected on a political party's ticket or a coalition ticket must stick to those parties for the life of that parliament. If they resign or show for all practical purposes that they have resigned from their parties and are now voting with another party, that they've closed the aisle, they must resign and go back and face the electorate afresh. That is the only way in which we can be able to strengthen our parliamentary democracy. If you are elected on an ODM as a mere ticket, and you now are dancing with Kenya Kisha and Uda, resign and come and pick the electorate here. Those are the irreducible minimum. The irreducible minimum that we are demanding as Azimio. And we will continue to demand. These are not negotiable. These are not negotiable, and these are rights of the people of Kenya. And we have said, the Constitution of Kenya provides in Article 1 that sovereignty in the Republic of Kenya rests with the people of Kenya. They can either exercise it directly as the people or through the elected representatives. But because the elected representatives are being bought in Parliament, we have decided to exercise the right directly at the people of Kenya. This is what we said. Secondly, Article 37 allows Kenyans to picket, Kenyans to assemble, to present petitions, and also the right to demonstrate, peacefully demonstrate. Our demonstrations are going to continue to be peaceful. They will continue to be peaceful, irrespective of what the police do, in spite of the provocation by the police. So we said yesterday, and I want to repeat it, we condemn in the strongest terms possible what happened yesterday, the attempt on our lives. And that must have been orchestrated and been planned from the very top. We don't want to deal with the police officers. Police officers are just servants. As if a police officer would have no reason to come and shoot Raila Odinga. That police officer was instructed by Inspector General, was also instructed by the minister, was also instructed by his superiors, the Deputy President and the President of the Republic of Kenya. And that's where we place our guns. On Monday, there will be the mother of all demonstrations in Nairobi. Yuthuro winjo? Yuthuro wiye? Yuthuro wiye? Winjo nango? Wuok tich. Wuok tich. Wuok tich. Wuok tich. Iluongo ni mean demonstrations. Kenya te. Tuma ok en lweny mar joluo, en lweny mar jo Kenya te. Kama nyo nitie nyoro cha ma jen dala ma jo Wakambe mang'eny. Nyocha ni wan gi Dhurai karo kuchi. Mocha ni wan kama iluongo ni Kawangwar gi Kangemi, mago jo toko dera. Kidhi Kibera, jo Kenya nam gi Wanubi go kuchi. Kamora mar jothurwa. Omi jothurwa ok wadog chien. Udoro dog chien. Jothurwa wiye. Jothurwa wiye. Tukana muye. Ero kamano. Wani Nyasaye tetu grace mabere kolomano. Akelo kuyo mar Kalonzo Musyoka, kod kuyo mar Governor Paranya, kod mga miluongo ni Wajakoya. Ero kamano hiyo.